Home sellers are saying that they won't sell a home to you, that they are going to sit out during this spring housing market. Well, the question is that really hurting you?
Think. Think.
Well, we're gonna talk about it, guys. Look, these sellers are rubbing their hands together and they're coming up and having think tanks and trying to think to themselves, how can I squeeze more money out of home buyers?
Woo! More money!
How can I get the most money that I possibly can for my home? Well, it seems right now they've come to a conclusion that,
you know what? I'm just gonna sit out on this market and it's gonna force you to overpay.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. Are you gonna overpay because sellers are deciding to sit out the housing market because they can't enrich and make their pockets bigger? We're gonna talk about it, guys. Hold that thought. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Check out in the description, I have a course for real estate for beginners, and I also have a YouTube course, guys. Check out the coupon code in the description, guys. It doesn't get any crazier than this. We knew. We've talked about this, guys. It is not a surprise that sellers are doing as much as they possibly can to get the most out of you that they possibly can.
Actually super easy, barely an inconvenience.
That's not a surprise. If you were a seller, you would do the same thing. It says here, more home sellers are sitting out the spring housing market. Well, say it ain't so. Now let's break down this sentence, guys. It says more home sellers. These just aren't homeowners who are thinking possibly, I might sell my home. It says here, more home sellers. These individuals want to sell their home. And they're saying, more home sellers are sitting out the spring housing market. So that is telling you right there that this is something that's being done intentionally by sellers.
That's true.
They're deciding to hold out or putting more houses on the housing market, making inventory go up, which is what we're looking for. And now they're trying to squeeze the market by saying,
You know what? We're not gonna put the houses on the market collectively, which will push up the housing prices, or you can overpay.
You know, home sellers will not discriminate if you go ahead and, put $50,000, $100,000 over asking. That could have greased the wheel a little bit. And if you do that, they have no problem selling to you. But as at this moment, they're looking at those lofty 2022, 21 numbers and they're like, I just can't do it. The way my account is set up, I can't do it. I can't take it. Home sellers are going to their Zestimates and they're seeing, oh man, it's down by $50,000. I got to get back that $50,000. How can I get it back? And this is what they're doing, guys. It says here, it might seem like a great time to list your home for sale. Buyers are flooding back into the market. Mortgage rates have fallen off their recent highs, and there's still far too few homes for sale to meet demand. But potential sellers aren't budging. They said, no way. Look, we know you want to buy a house. We know it. Dude, this is FOMO season. You don't want to miss out on this brand new house for you. This house that you've been thinking of for the last 2 to 3 years. I know you don't want to miss out on this, but it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. And not only is it going to cost you, you're going to have to overpay for it because that's what they were doing a year ago. And that's what my real estate agent is telling me today. My real estate agent as a seller is telling me, just wait them out. Just wait them out. They'll overpay. These home buyers, guys, their money is burning a hole in their pocket. They have to buy, right? I mean, how long can they sit and rent? That's what these realtors are telling them. And it's just like, you do know that home buyers can sit out as long as they want to. They shouldn't be forced to buy a home that's overpriced to begin with. And guys, remember, a lot of these realtors will try to sell you on,
You need to buy right now because interest rates are coming down. And with interest rates, you can afford it now.
But nobody wants to take price cuts. Nobody wants to come down off of the purchase price.
That's exactly the answer I wanted.
How many times do we have to go through this? Telling these guys, we do not care about interest rates. We care about the purchase price. And a lot of these realtors will come to you and try to sell you guys a dream on, guys, remember what interest rates were? They were 8%. Now they're 6.5%, high 6s. Don't worry about it. It's going to continue to go down. And you know what? You can always refinance. But then you should ask that realtor, well, can I refinance my purchase price? Is there a way for me to, in 3 years, say, instead of paying $500,000 for this overpriced home, can I get that refinanced to a $300,000 home? They're going to say, it doesn't work that way. That's what these realtors are going to tell you. Or they're going to look at you and be like, what is this person talking about? I can't believe he wants a lower price. How could this home buyer actually want to get a home that's cheaper? That's just crazy. What's going on with this world? It says new listings continue to fall in March, according to Realtor.com, down 20% from the same month last year. That decline in new listings outpaced 16% drop posted in February. New listings in March were nearly 30% below pre-pandemic levels. Listen, of course, things were different. How long has this been now? I mean, we're in 2019, 2020. We're in 2023, guys. A lot has happened in 3 years. And so things will change. But look at this. Just a year ago, instead of using numbers that were, 4 years old, let's just use last year. Are inventory levels up higher than last year? That's what it looks like to me. It looks like inventory is going up. Well, here's the thing. This is the reason why some of the sellers that I'm talking about in this article that are saying that they're going to hold out on you, this is the reason why they're trying to hold out, because inventory is going up according to what it was last year. So it's going up. They don't want to add more inventory on, which will then allow you to have more choices. If you have more choices based on supply and demand, then what does that mean? That means values would have to come down, right? Why would a seller ever want that? Why would a seller want prices to go down, for them not to get as much money as they possibly can for the asset that they're selling, which is their home? That's what they want. That is the end game. Do not get this confused, guys, and think that sellers care so much about you and they want to give you the best deal possible. That is your job. Your job is to get the best deal for you and your family.
Yes, definitely.
It's not the seller's job to give you the best deal for you and your family. And I get a lot of emails, a lot of subscribers, people who watch my videos and say,
Orlando, this home seller did not give me the best deal I possibly...
And I'm thinking like, no. You have to understand, it's not the seller's job. You guys are opposed to what you guys really want. The seller is trying to get as much money as he can on one end. And then you on the other end are trying to get the best deal you can for you and your family. Then you work your way in the middle. You compromise. That's how the deal works. So if you are a home buyer and you're watching this video right now, it is your job to make sure that you and your family get what you want out of this. If you find a deal that you think works out for you and it's the best deal that you think that you possibly can get, great. No judgment. Have no problem with that. But what I'm saying is you cannot blame these sellers. You have to play the game. This is a game that a lot of people don't like playing, but that's what we're in right now. You have to play the game and make it in your favor.
Fact.
That's just the way it goes, guys. It says here, which what I was talking about earlier, active inventory of homes for sale is, however, 60% higher than the start of last spring. What did I just say, guys? This is what I'm talking about. We see it, 60% higher than last year. So what does that mean? Sellers do not want to add on to this number. They do not want to pile on and make more and more and more inventory available. So they're going to pull back. That's what they're going to do. They're looking at the numbers individually for their own Zillow guesstimates, values of their homes, whatever website they go to find out values, and they're seeing their home prices drop. And as their home prices drop, they think to themselves,
You know what? I think I'm gonna wait to try to squeeze out every dollar, dime, nickel, and penny I possibly can. Because right now, I'm not willing to sell at this value that I am seeing my home is worth right now.
because remember, prices have went down. I know a lot of people on YouTube will say,
No, prices have not went down. Every place we've seen has, we're not doing 20, 30% like last year like I thought we were gonna do. But we are trending upward.
and I would say, what universe are you living in? Have you been seeing what's going on with the economy? Have you seen where we're going? But that's another video. But only because homes have been taking longer to sell. Well, I mean, doesn't that prove exactly what I was talking about? Yes, homes are taking longer to sell, but why are they taking longer to sell? Because the demand is low, high interest rate, the economy is going through some struggles right now. We see issues with banking. People don't have as much money available as they did last year. There's a lot of figures that go with this, the reason why homes are sitting on the market longer than they were previously. And even though this article is making it out to be like, but it's only up 60% because homes are sitting on the market longer. I mean, that beats what it was last year when homes were on the market for 1 day, 2 days before they got ripped off and people were buying them in cash. That's a big difference. But then it says inventory is also half of what it was starting at the spring in 2019 before the pandemic. Of course, 2019, like we've said, that how long ago is that? That's 4 years ago, guys. At a certain point, let's start using data from the year before. I mean, I could really knock home my point if I go ahead and I use data that was 2008. I really could. But let's look at this. It says this. This is really important, guys. It says homes are now sitting on the market an average of 54 days, up from an average of 36 days at the start of spring. Time on the market was longer in all of the top 50 metropolitan markets, but the greatest increase were in these cities: Raleigh, Kansas City, and Austin, of course. Austin, you guys are getting hit over the head. But listen, guys, if homes are sitting on the market for longer, that just shows you where we're going when it comes to price. Price, obviously, the longer homes sit on the market, that means that demand is less than it was a year ago, which means prices will continue to go down. Our prices are going down. And for anyone to tell you that prices are not going down or they have not went down, I have no clue what they're talking about. It just makes no sense. The data is right here. And all the things and human behavior that we see are all pointing towards it will continue to go down. Then it goes on to say, at a recent open house in the suburbs of Cleveland, house hunters Vince and Katie said that they were concerned that the market is still overpriced and that sellers of a 3-bedroom home that they were touring had just dropped the price from $450,000 to $350,000. It already had several offers on it. Is that price a good price? I don't know. I mean, you would have to be in that Cleveland area. Maybe someone who's watching this video in the comment section can tell us if the Cleveland area is dropping like that. I mean, if it is, great, right? But is that really a good price? Is it still overpriced from that point? I don't know. And for a person to be concerned about, even after it drops $100,000, that they're still overpaying for the home, just shows you where we are coming from, where things were so ridiculously high that $100,000 drop is still considered overpriced.
Garbage.
Or at least you have the concern that it still may be overpriced. That is what we have to do. And this is really important, guys. This is the reason why I tell you guys all the time, housing is local. Your housing market is local. You have to do the research locally. Do not sit here and think that everything nationally that we're talking about applies directly to your market. Do not do that. If you do that, you're setting yourself up for failure. You will be waiting forever. You will be seeing Austin drop and wondering,
Why is it my area dropping? It was supposed to drop. Austin is dropping. Florida is still high. But I just saw Boise and Boise.
like, you can't do that. You have to do the research. This is the reason why I always say, sit on the sidelines with a purpose. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you have everything together so that when you are ready to purchase this home, that you're ready. You have all the information available at your fingertips. You've done all your research, and that in this situation, just like this couple, hopefully you will understand if a house drops $100,000, if it's a good deal for you and your family in your local housing market. There's not much competition as there was. Katie, who is pregnant with the couple's second child, but if there's a good one on the market, like it's gone within a week. She's basically saying that it's gone really fast. And that's understandable. I mean, if the prices do drop, there is still a strong demand out here for homes, right? Especially homes that have dropped in price. And if someone sees a $100,000 drop, you're gonna get people's attention. You're gonna get people's attention to look at that property, to go see exactly what it is and see if it's a diamond in the rough type of situation. So it does not surprise me that that property was gone in a week. But let's think about what would happen last year. That property would have been gone in an hour. It would have already been a pocket listing, already sold, and then put up on the MLS and already sold before it even hit the market. That's what would have happened. So a week is doing wonders, way better than we were last year, guys. So final words, guys, do not let these sellers push you in a corner and make you overpay. Remember, you have to negotiate for you and your family. Don't think that the seller will help you out. You have to do what's best for you and your family. Remember, this is FOMO season, and in FOMO season, I don't want you to have a bunch of regret for buying an overpriced home. Remember, do not overpay. So as always, guys, you won't get all of your content from this one video. Make sure you watch this video here. It will help you learn about the housing market, financial news, get into your first rental property. I promise you the information you will get from this video will be gold. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.